Hey guys, I'm Nichola. Hugh is behind the camera at the moment.
Hugh here.
He raised his hand like you could see it, but you can't see it. Today we are finally going to do an apartment tour. We have lived in Seoul for almost 4 years at the same apartment, and today we're actually going to show you our apartment properly. A lot of people want to know what it's like to live in Seoul and what the apartments are like in Seoul. A lot of people want to move to Seoul. So we're going to show you what our place in Hatjong is like. It's a standard, small, affordable apartment in this area, but it's a really great area that is right near the river. It's right near Hatjong. It's near the markets. It's near Hongdae. You could walk home from Hongdae if you have a night out, and it's really cold. So let's go. There is Hugh. Let's go. Okay, this is the outside of our apartment, and in Korea, apartment buildings don't really give that much away about what it can look like inside. Like, there's a huge range of how apartments can look inside. But pretty much all apartments, most of them will have a pin pad like this. So we don't have keys, we don't need to worry about forgetting our keys. We can just do the pin pad. So, don't look. Just showing that. Hugh is behind the camera, so come in because it's like minus something outside. You can come in.
-10.
I think it's only like -3 now, right? So this area is our office area, but also entrance area and storage area, so it's sort of multi-purpose. When we say apartment in English, it can mean all types of different homes, usually something that's just not a house. But in Korea, the word apartment is specific to a certain type, like the very big buildings like that are called apartments, and buildings like this are called something else. So this is technically called a villa in Korea. But I'm speaking in English, so I'm going to use the word apartment in the English context. So, Hugh, how big is this apartment?
32.
32 square meters?
Yes.
Yeah, so it is very small, and it's probably the equivalent of like owning a tiny home. So in this video, I also want to show you what we do about storage and living in a small space, and if you're trying to be more minimalist in your own home and you need to think about storage, hopefully you can get some ideas from this video as well. Okay, so here you can sit here to take your shoes off, because in Korean homes you have to take shoes off. Actually, I'm gonna put my slippers on. So slippers, take your shoes off, but you can sit. You can sit here while you do it. So our son, we sit him here to put his shoes on in the morning, and this has lots of storage. So we have camera gear stuff in here, my art supplies, Hugh's work stuff. So this is from IKEA, and it's actually very good for storage and also really great for being able to sit on and that type of thing. I have a shelf up here, and I have lots of my Korean books that I need to study more. We have more storage up here. This is a wardrobe with some of our clothes. So some of our clothes are in the bedroom, but also the bedroom is tiny, which you will see later. So a lot of our stuff has to go in here as well. And we chose this one with the sliding doors is because it doesn't need to open out on something. So you think of space this way. If the door is opening this way or this way, it's taking up this space here, meaning you can't have anything here at all. So it's something to think about in a small space, is to have doors that are sliding like that. Makeup and that type of stuff over here. This is really the only place I have to put it, and some other random junk stuff. If we were staying here longer, I would have some type of cupboard here to deal with that, but we're moving in the next few months, so there's sort of a limit of how much organizing I'm doing. Desk over here. I used to have a much bigger desk which just took up too much space and just collected clutter, so I've downsized to a smaller desk, which actually works out a lot better. It also means that we can put this type of storage in, making the desk space a lot smaller like this. go through to the living room slash toy room slash bedroom slash storage slash everything room through here. What else is it? TV room, everything. Everything.
Guest room.
Guest room. Yeah, everything. Okay. So when we first moved in, this was actually our bedroom and the office space was our living room, but we've changed so that this is our living room now. Of course, having a 2-year-old, we need somewhere for all his toys. So his toys all in here. You can see piles of them down here. Look at that. All his toys. But I do also try to incorporate his toys into my aesthetic, my design of this room. So we have some dinosaurs over here near this plant and like this. Also some of the nicer toys I can have more on display. So these type of like vintage looking toys like this, I have them poking out of this basket like this. So trying to blend having toys for our son with making this room look nice as well. Some of you may recognize this couch here. If you do recognize this couch, please leave a comment down below. I'm not going to say where it's from, but some of you may recognize it. So storage in this room for our 2-year-old. We have his clothes and stuff in here. We have more stuff in here, blankets, clothes, his summer clothes, that type of thing. It is very difficult living in a small apartment or like tiny house, tiny home, when you live in a country that has extreme seasons. So if we live somewhere where the temperature was pretty much the same, you could really cut down on what you need to store. But here we have our winter coats out at the moment. They take up so much space and you've got to pack away the summer stuff. So that's something to think about as well. The climate you live in is going to affect how sort of minimalistic you can actually be. So more things over here, storage. I use this basket for just like extra towels and stuff that might not have a home, so things can go in there because they're going to be used quickly at some point and then new ones can go in. Other storage idea is here. So a lot of his baby stuff, his nappies, his diapers, that type of thing, medicine and all that type of stuff is on the back of the door. My dad attached this up here so that I could hang plants from it like that. We have a mirror that helps with the space as well. And we have another seat thing down here. And of course, trying to have everything look nice but also function for a toddler, we have things like this. That is like all his all his crayons and stuff in there. Also, this space has to be multifunctional. So we have his toilet training poster here. He has actually done more in the toilet than this, but he takes the stars off once they've been put in. And height like this. So as much as I would like this just to be, like an adult type room and look nice, we have to really incorporate all the children's stuff as well. Things like this, you can put blankets in. This has a giant elephant in it at the moment because that toy is just a little bit too big. So he's packed away there until we get him out. One of the great things about this apartment, it has got so much natural light and the windows are, what do you call this, like double thing like that. And you can open it like this so we can have airflow if we need to. We don't need it at the moment, but having the sun come in is nice. And you can actually see that's the Han River just there. So in winter we can see the Han River. Can't see it in summer because of the leaves on the tree. Also decorating with my son's painting. So this is one of the paintings he's done. And it's there. And then there is Dad. This is so cute. Look at him.
From
so
daycare.
Cute. Yeah, daycare gave us that little one. This is a like diaper changing thing as well. All the things you need like when you've got kids as well. Also, these have toys in them. So technically they look, like they're decoration and they're storage, but they're also storage for toys like that. Okay, come out here. So like I said, big coats and stuff. So we have a lot of them hanging here, and it's just a pain in winter to have big coats out because we need more than one. Like Yule has like what, like 5 different coats, I think, because there's the beginning of winter and then there's midwinter, like, you know, minus 12 Celsius this morning. And then there's sort of, you know, going into autumn, you need an autumn coat. Oh, so even when you know, you're really trying to be minimalist, but with kids and with these type of temperatures, it's really hard to cut down on those things because they're a necessity. Fridge, and then we have, of course, rice cooker and the kettle. This comes out like that. And then we have an oven down here because Korean homes traditionally don't have ovens, so we have a little oven there. Microwave, all my tea and stuff here. This kitchen is okay, but it's not great. There's not that much bench space, and like, you know, look at this. This here is coming off. If we were staying here longer, like, I would definitely do more with it, but we just, you know, make do at the moment. Plants and some herbs, and then fruit and vegetable is here as well. One of the things I find difficult in Korea is that everything gets ordered in bulk, or people give you things in bulk. So we get things from his parents from the farm, and it will be like a lot of rice. Like this was a lot of garlic. Gradually making my way through it, and so I feel like it's always trying to find the space for these things. And counter space, there's just not as much counter space. So we have the table here, but you can see there's appliances like taking up things like that. This is what they call a gas range over here, and we had to buy our own to put into this apartment. So it doesn't look great there. Don't focus on that too much because it doesn't look great. Like, it's not the best looking one, but these type of apartments, that's what it's like. Often you have to buy your own gas range and it doesn't fit in properly like that.
That's pretty good.
Hugh thinks it's pretty good. Through here we have where we put our recycling, and there is a washing machine in here, and that just looks like a mess at the moment. Don't show too much of that. Oh, no. But I do want to show this thing. So speaking of storage ideas, I have this hanging on the back because there's really not that much storage in the kitchen. So I have things like the Scandinavian society gave us these ones, right? So I have extra food storage is here on the back like that, and pretty much all the doors I have something hanging to like make use of space like that. Okay. Also up here you can see there's things like my spiralizer and other stuff, plants, tea towels, containers, all that type of stuff. So in Korea you have the ondol heating, which is the underfloor heating. This is why we have like t-shirts on even though it's minus something outside, because the ondol heating is very good. It heats the floor, so the floor is nice and warm, and the apartment is usually pretty warm as well. Okay, this is the bathroom. It did have a lot of drawing on it from a certain 2-year-old, but I think I scrubbed most of that off. Oh, that's also what I wanted to say. A lot of Korean homes have wallpaper like this, which can, like, it gets repapered a lot, but it is really like wallpaper can be really frustrating because of the marks and stuff. And so often if the wallpaper hasn't been changed in like several years, it can start looking really grotty. Like, that was a bit of a shock for me as an Australian, because in Australia we tend to just have paint, and often we have like, you know, paint where you can just wipe something off really easily. So the wallpaper thing is definitely something different about Korean apartments. Bathroom, you will notice down here it's higher than the rest, so you have to step into the bathroom. This is very common in Korean apartments, and I can't remember the reason why. Something to do with drainage or something like that. Okay. So Korean bathroom, you need to put the slippers on. So we have the slippers here because the water will go everywhere in a traditional Korean bathroom like this. So you have slippers on so your feet don't get wet. This is not our toilet, this is our son's toilet. There's this potty like that. This bathroom is actually pretty big for the size of our apartment and how some Korean bathrooms can be. Some Korean bathrooms can be like, the toilet would be here, the sink would be here, and then this would be the shower. We actually got quite a decent space. So we actually have a shower space. It's not It's not the same way as a Western one where all the water would just be here and you have like the shower curtain or something. But a lot of newer Korean places are doing it much more Western style. But overall, I can't really complain about this bathroom. Like, it's been a good bathroom, particularly because this is an older building. Like, this built, what, 30 years ago?
Yep.
Yeah, it's about 30 years old. Oh, so of course, not a bathtub, but we do have a little bath for our son hanging here. So that keeps it out of the way there. This mirror should be replaced. Like, I think this mirror is too old, but it's okay. We don't own this place, we're just renting, so that's okay. And we've had to put in this for a lot of our storage here. Okay, also for storage, having a laundry basket takes up space, so we have this one hanging here that we can put our dirty clothes in, or a lot of dirty clothes gets moved straight into the washing machine as well. So that's another way that we're trying to have things off the ground and like away. Okay, now, you know how I said before that the big room used to be our bedroom and the office used to be our living area? Well, this is what we had to do. This was the compromise for the bedroom. We had to then make this the bedroom. So I will show you how small this room is. Ta-da! This is it. It's a tiny, tiny little room like this, but it does have a queen size bed in it. So you can see how cozy this is. Like, the bed takes up this much space. We actually had a different bed that had a bigger bed frame, but we had to switch to this one that was just a base because I guess when they were building this 30 years ago, they didn't really consider beds at all because people would sleep just directly onto the floor. So an actual Western size like bed frame does not fit anyway in here, so we had to make do with a different bed frame, have a lot of storage underneath, and then the bed is like wedged in like this. But it's fine, like, it, you know, the bedroom's fine, it's for sleeping. That's it. I have some nice little things here just to make it nice and cozy. These are things that Hugh got from events, right?
Facebook with YouTube.
I don't particularly like these type of cushions. Like, they're not my favorite, but they mean something to Hugh, so we have those ones. We also have this map over here, and so we tell you all, here's Australia over here, and then Korea is over here, and this is where Nana and Papa in Australia. So he's sort of grasping the idea that there's two different countries that we are in. More storage here, so this is just all clothes in here like that, and then extra one over here for more clothes. So pretty much we have everything we possibly can have in this room, but it also doesn't feel too crowded, it just feels like a small room. It feels nice and cozy. Also making space, like a ironing board over here, and making space here. Some coats and stuff can hang on the back of here. So this is really good for storage, having stuff that just hangs over the door like this. More storage tips is to have a bed that you can put lots of boxes and stuff underneath. So that's what we have here. So a lot of stuff gets stored under here. So something to think about when you live in these type of apartments. They're good in the sense that they're warm in winter because you can close everything up in the on-door heating, but you also need to be very in control of the climate as well. These type of apartments are very prone to mold and that type of thing. So we have dehumidifier over here. So we have a humidifier and we have a dehumidifier to try to balance things. We also have the air purifier. We have a mini heater here for drying things. What else do we have? Anything else? Is that it? So this type of apartment living, you definitely need to have a bunch of appliances to make sure everything stays comfortable as well. One of the reasons why we did choose this apartment is because the location is really, really good. Like I said before, the Han River is just there. We are very close to Hapjeong Station and Mangwon as well, and Mangwon markets. So this area is a really, really great area. It's a very popular area. So like prices of houses, of apartments can be quite expensive, right?
It's a little bit expensive than other area because it's famous.
It's a really, really nice area. There's so many things. So of course a lot of people want to live here. We have a reasonably cheap price for this apartment. We are very lucky.
So how much we pay?
So we pay, oh, it's hard because like
it's a $500 per month.
about 500 US dollars. Yeah, which in Sydney is just unthinkable. So, you know, a lot of the time people talk about, oh, Seoul is so expensive and that, but then actually compared to Sydney where we have lived, we find the prices to be like okay here. Of course, it's very small living, and it is difficult when you're a family and you have a baby or you have a toddler. So that's why we will be moving. That's the reason why we will be moving. And also there's 3 flights of stairs to get up for this one. So definitely pros and cons, but this apartment has been very nice to us most of the time, I think, and I will miss it. But I think it's time for a little bit of bigger space, but of course trying to do minimal living as much as possible. As much as is possible when Koreans order everything in bulk. Like I can't even explain how much everything just gets ordered in bulk. Toothpaste, you ordered 1 toothpaste, here's 10 toothpaste.
Save money.
One thing I forgot to mention is that this is used for eating as well, which is very typical traditional way that the main room is often used by the parents to sleep in, but it's also the dining room, and then it's also like the TV room as well. So we have the fold out tables that go down on here, and this is where we can eat as well. We don't live in like a tiny home by choice, but by necessity in Seoul, South Korea. But I hope there's some tips that people can use as well. I find this type of living, it's constant rearranging all the time. You don't have the luxury or space to just put something somewhere. Everything has to be reorganized all the time. Things have to be constantly put away, which can be really difficult and takes up a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to clean a smaller space in that sense, because there's not a room that we can just dump everything and make the main area look nice. It's still constant rearrangement for every area. It's also very difficult to be as minimalist as possible with kids as well, because you also, if you're not sure if you're gonna have another kid or not, you don't want to throw away all your baby stuff because you might need that. Kids grow out of clothes so quickly, so just having a kid makes things a lot harder, even if you want to have very, very simple things and not many things. I mean, you could see how many toys he has. It's very difficult with kids to try and be minimalist. Of course, having our son is the best thing in the world for us, so we love him. But personally, we want to be able to give him more space as well. Kids need more space, so when we do move, we'll be looking at a place that is at least twice the size of this one. At least twice the size, I think. But yeah, it's, you know, there's a lot of people around the world that, not by choice, are doing the tiny home thing, and it's good if people can sort of understand actually how difficult that can be sometimes. And definitely in our building, there's people that have like two or three kids and they live in a space this size. So yeah, it can definitely be difficult. Yeah, we're going to take these ones off. We're home. Oops, stay there. Stay there. Oh, you want to sit down here? Okay.
We are Korean.
Even though Mummy was showing this one, you want to sit down here. He's like, what? Okay. Did you have a good time at daycare? Yeah? Take these ones off. There we go. Okay. Yul is home. So he's getting the toys out to play. We got some groceries here. You can see how quickly the bench space and that gets taken up. So we have appliances here that take up this space. And then we have a little bit of space here. So really to show how small the space is. This is pretty much the whole apartment from here. Looking this way. Bedroom, bathroom.
Babu.
Bathroom, not babu. Living room. And this bit. You want to see all your organising ruined by a 2-year-old? Oh, it's funny, is it? Why is there fruit and vegetables on the floor? Hmm? Oh. Is he eating that one, is he?
Mommy, cut that.
Okay.